All right, picture this. You're planning a trip. You've got one friend, the total optimist, who's like, it's gonna be perfect, sunshine every day. Then you've got your other friend, the paralyzed pessimist, who's wringing their hands saying, oh no, what if we miss the flight? What if it rains the whole time? Maybe we should just stay home. And then there's you. You're the quiet strategist in the corner. You're thinking, what if it rains? Simple, I'll pack a rain jacket. What if we get lost? I'll just download an offline map. See, that's not being negative, that's having a plan.
So, have you ever felt like you just worry too much? Or maybe someone's told you that you overthink things? Well, what if I told you that what people call worrying isn't a flaw at all? What if it's actually a superpower, just in disguise? A core feature of your operating system, not a bug. There's actually a name for this in psychology. It's called defensive pessimism. Now, I know what you're thinking, but don't let that word pessimism scare you off. This has nothing to do with being gloomy. It's a strategy. It's all about looking ahead, imagining the bumps in the road, and then, building a plan B, a plan C, maybe even a plan D. It's how you turn all that anxious energy into concrete action.
And this is the absolute key difference. See, ordinary fear, the paralyzing kind, it just whispers, everything is going to be a disaster, so don't even try. It freezes you right where you are. But your kind of strategic pessimism, it says something totally different. It says, okay, things could go sideways, and here's exactly what I'm going to do about it. One is a cage, the other is a key that gives you control. So who is this person who has this incredible foresight? Well, most people think there are only a couple of ways to stay calm in a crisis. But there's a third, hidden type. And if any of this is starting to sound familiar, well, there's a good chance it's you. You know the first two types. First, you've got the calm faker. They look cool as a cucumber on the outside, but inside, their mind is a 5-alarm fire. Then there's the numb survivor. They're calm because, honestly, they've been through so much that nothing really phases them anymore. Their peace is more like a suit of armor. But then there's the third type. You, the overthinker strategist. You're the quiet one in the room who doesn't panic when everything hits the fan because, let's be real, in your head, it's already hit the fan at least twice. You've already done a full mental dress rehearsal of the chaos. And that's the whole point. While everyone else is scrambling and reacting to a crisis for the first time, you're just calmly executing a plan you probably came up with last week in the shower. You've stress-tested every scenario. You've wargamed every possible outcome. So when the chaos finally shows up in real life, for everyone else, it's a shock. For you, it's just Tuesday. So how does this actually work in your brain? It's not magic, it's just the way you're wired. Think of it like your brain's own unique firmware, and honestly, it's brilliant. Your brain basically runs this awesome 3-step process. First, it scans the horizon for potential traps, noticing all those little details that other people just walk right past. Then, it runs these mental simulations, like a video game, of what could happen. And finally, it cooks up actual, concrete plans for each possibility. The real genius here, it massively reduces the strain on your brain when things get real. You don't have to waste energy panicking, you just act. So you see, your brain isn't just being negative. It's engaged in high-precision data collection. You're not a pessimist. You're a walking, talking pattern recognition machine. Your so-called overthinking isn't anxiety. It's the research and development department for your future. It's not about negativity. It's about accuracy. And this entire process gives you this incredible feeling that psychologists call temporal agency. It's just a fancy way of saying you feel like you're in control. You feel like the pilot of your life, navigating the turbulence with a steady hand because you already took the time to check the weather report. You're not just a passenger waiting to see where fate drops you off. Okay, so you've got this incredible mental firmware. It's powerful. But what if I told you there's a super simple tool you can use to supercharge it, to turn all that mental chaos into a crystal clear action plan? The secret tool is talking to yourself. And no, I'm not kidding. Psychologists have a term for it, external processing. When you actually say your thoughts and your plans out loud, you're not going crazy. You're taking that tangled mess of ideas in your head and turning it into a clear, step-by-step instruction manual. Your own voice becomes like a targeting system for your mind. And get this isn't just some neat little life hack. Research actually shows that people who talk through their process can find solutions up to 50% faster. You are literally upgrading your brain from old-school dial-up to fiber optic speed just by speaking your thoughts out loud. The second you start doing this, it's like you're holding a high-level board meeting with yourself. And in that moment, you become your own therapist, your own coach, and your own battle commander, all rolled into one.
You stop being the person who's drowning in the problem and become the person who can actually solve it.
So let's pull all this together. Why does this way of thinking, this whole system of smart fear, actually make you stronger and more resilient than pretty much anyone else? Well, it really boils down to three huge benefits. First, you're almost never shocked or let down by a bad outcome because, hey, you already thought about it. Second, the very act of preparing, of creating order out of chaos, is an amazing way to calm your own nervous system. And third, and this one is huge, you become radically independent. You're not sitting around waiting for a rescue party because you are the rescue party. So from now on, the next time someone calls you negative or a downer just for thinking through the what-ifs, just smile. Let them. They're only seeing the surface. They're playing checkers while you're playing 4D chess. They see a worrier. What you really are is a strategist, running a full-scale simulation of the future in your head. This really becomes your motto, your guiding philosophy. Hope for the best, but have a plan in case everything goes completely sideways. This isn't weakness. This isn't fear. It's the ancient wisdom of survival. Hope is a beautiful thing, but a plan is what gets you through the storm.
And maybe this is the most powerful truth of all. You don't lie awake at night fearing the monsters under the bed. Why would you? You've already been under there with a flashlight, taken attendance, and made a detailed list of what to feed each one of them to turn them into your allies. You don't just face your fears, you domesticate them.
So I'll leave you with this question. What's one worst-case scenario you've been avoiding? What's one thing you're worried about right now? And what's just one small step you can take today? Not to prevent it, but to be ready if it happens. Your greatest strength is right there, waiting for you. It's time to put it to work.